Oh no! Wait! Start from the top again. Okay, go again.
Why?
Just do it. Go
Why?
again. No reason. No reason.
Oh, we're recording.
No, we're
Okay,
not.
got it.
No, we're not recording. It's
Understood.
not live. Go.
Are you lying to me?
No, I'm not lying.
I feel like you're
Why
lying.
would I lie to you? Have I ever
Because
lied to
sometimes
you
it's
before?
funny.
No,
Yes.
no. Okay, say it again.
Okay. Have you ever have fuck? Have you been sad ever since your childhood ended? Like the magic isn't there and all the things that made you happy have left? If you are in need of a dose of childhood nostalgia to chase the knowledge that you are getting older and that the cold embrace of non existence looms ever closer, then you need one of these. A handheld emulator console featuring games from a time before you blamed yourself for your parents' divorce, such as Pokemon, Mario Kart, The Legend of Zelda, Tekken, Street Fighter, and so much more. If you hate how your life turned out and just want to go back, nothing will make you feel better like playing the old games that remind you that you once had innocence. You know, like before you left the door to your gerbil's cage open, and he fell into the vent and was unalive before you found him, and your room still smells mildly of rotting rodent to this day? Link below.
Dude, funny story. Funny story.
Oh,
This is a true story. Um, when I
I'm scared.
was living with my grandparents, so there was a closet in my room, but it was like an old family closet, so there was always shit. I never put my stuff in it
Yeah.
because it's always been full to the brim with stuff, right?
I know the one. It was in between the bed and the door.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
so my buddy came over and okay, well, hold on. I got ahead of myself. For a while before my buddy came over, my room started to smell so bad. Like it was so bad, I couldn't even handle it. I thought someone had came into my room and took a shit in the corner. That is how bad it's
Uh-huh.
been, right? And and
I
I
see.
would
I
just
see.
every day I'd come home and I'd try to look for this smell, like the source of this smell, okay? Listen, I am pretty good with hygiene, okay? Any of my friends could vouch for that. So, really, tell me where am I lacking in hygiene?
I can only remember one specific instance,
Uh-huh.
one time,
Yeah.
and it was when. So you're 11-year-old you or 12-year-old you.
Okay, well yeah,
You smelled awful.
I'm talking like
And there
from
was this
high
specific. No,
like
no, no, no. Let
high
me
school.
continue. Let me continue. I need to
Okay. All right.
continue.
All right.
May I
Okay.
continue?
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm grateful I may continue. You
I'm
were on a
listening.
date and the girl wouldn't touch you because you weren't wearing deodorant. That's the only instance I can remember. But that's a pretty good, like, 1 out of the 10 years I've known you. That's pretty solid.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. It was one time. It was when I was like 11. I don't even remember that. But
Yeah,
anyways,
11, 12, somewhere in there.
anyways, for the most part, I don't smell like shit. At least I hope. So so then every day I'd come and try to find where that source of the smell is, right? And one day my buddy comes over and we were just chilling and we are talking in my room and I was just like, screw this. I'm done. I can't. I'm going to find this smell. I'm going to find it today. It's going to happen. I started digging through the closet, right? I started ripping that closet to shreds. And finally, underneath, there was like an old desk in there.
Mm-hmm.
There was a mouse trap. And it had the fattest, most disgusting rat on it. And it has been rotting in my room for God knows how long. And it smelled ungodly. I was dry heaving so bad it sucked.
Nice.
Anyways, with that being said, welcome to today's show, Shloink, where two guys get in a room and they shloink together until they make it out alive in one piece.
Maybe have been, what's the word? I want to say expending. Yeah, that's the word.
Expelling.
Fluids will be expelled. There you go. Expelled.
Yeah. Um. Anyways, how are you? How you doing, man? How's your week been? What's going on?
Let me tell you. Let me tell you. I am still pissed off about Dodge Chargers.
Oh, we're back on this. That
We're
was
not back
what
on it. I just want to mention I'm still
2 weeks
angry about
ago.
it.
Okay.
The business stuff has been going not as good as I want, but not as bad as it could be. We've added on another person,
Man, I'm
and
just
then
not getting comfortable today.
we'll just like relax your butt cheeks.
I'm trying, man.
Yeah, and so that's what's been going on with me.
It's
And
good.
then yeah, my cousin came over yesterday, so that's pretty cool to see him.
It's good.
And then I had a good poop this morning.
Dude,
that's
you
all I
know
have
what?
going
Me
on.
too. Not okay.
Good,
We do
good.
the poop bits over and dead.
The poop bit will never die. If it's Shloink, there needs to be poop bits. Poop is an integral part of Shloinking.
You're right. I can't deny that. Anyways, so I took Charlie, our dog, our brand new animal that we have living in our premises, breathing our air. Took her out on a walk. She went to a pretty big park for the first time, and she did pretty well. Had a good time. Had a good old day. And today's my birthday.
You're
And
old as shit.
I'm so old. I have a single gray hair on my arm, and I hate it. I'm turning a fat 24 years old, and let me tell
Yeah.
you, I do not feel any different today than I did
Rusty.
yesterday. You're right.
Does that make you feel like the sweet embrace of death looms ever closer, Taylor?
You know, I have been thinking about death way more than I think I ever have. And I'm so young. I shouldn't even be thinking about that. I am so young and full of
Well,
life.
if you want to remember that childlike nostalgia, you know what you need?
What?
You need one of these. A handheld emulator console.
I do kind of
With
want
games
that.
that came out before you blamed yourself for your parents' divorce.
You gotta wink. You gotta wink into the camera when
Oh,
you
yeah.
do that. What kind of wink was that?
It was like over-exaggerated, really cheesy one for the bit.
I'm gonna when I edit this to put it on YouTube, I'm gonna put like a really gross like a little noise right there with your wink. Yeah.
Good, good.
Anyways.
Support.
Anyways,
It's a big old.
I'm gonna go see Star Wars: The Phantom Menace in theaters today. Later. Yeah. Brand
If you
new.
want to go back in time before you blame yourself for your parents' divorce, go see Star Wars: The Phantom Menace in theater.
It's a brand new movie. It just came out.
I know.
I
It
don't
came out
think.
just 20.
No,
It
no,
came out
no.
just yesterday. That
Yeah.
was 20 something years ago.
Yeah. It's a brand new movie in theaters. Yeah, you know, it's one of those movies that I've actually always wanted to see in theaters. I'm pretty excited because so most people have like an era they wish they lived in, right? And for me, it was like the early 2000s, like 2000 to 2010. I understand I was alive then, okay, but I was like a baby or an
Yeah.
infant, right? I wish I was as old as I am now then. I wish I could have experienced it.
An age I want to go back to would have to be like
1800s.
1560.
Oh. Why?
Because
Not like with knights and shit? Or is that afterwards?
it's after. That's post-Renaissance.
Why? Why do you want to be in that
Uh,
era?
well, a number of reasons. Mostly, it's that I could be a pirate and then go be a samurai.
Dude, you know, that's actually fair. We just
Yeah.
finished
But-
Shogun a little
but-
while ago. They kind of talk about that.
But there was a point in history, right,
Uh-huh.
where pirates, samurai, and cowboys all existed at the same time. There's also a point in history, I believe it's about 1830-ish. I need to check the exact years, but where a fax machine, a samurai, and Abraham Lincoln were around at the same time. So there's a margin of time where a samurai could have sent a fax to Abraham Lincoln.
You
And
know,
I think that's pretty cool.
that probably actually happened, and we just don't know it.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna change my answer actually. It would be
Okay.
around the Civil War time, or maybe a bit before. Like probably like 30, 40, 50 years before the
But-
Civil War,
but
because you
you
could be a pirate, a samurai, and a cowboy.
yeah, but
in
it
your
was at a
same
time where
lifetime.
people were dying from the shits every day. Like that doesn't
Just
seem like a
don't eat
fun
rotting
time.
meat.
Yeah, but people didn't know that back then. So so
Cure
that
your
is with
meat.
the assumption that you had the same knowledge you do now. Then.
Yes,
Oh,
if I
okay.
could just go and
Okay.
exist and go
Yeah.
like I'll go be a pirate for a
But you
year.
wouldn't want to
Psych
be
out, no,
born
psych
in
out,
that time
alright?
frame. That would be
Yeah,
bad.
being born in that time frame would suck. But if I
Yeah.
knew all the things now, I would do all those things and then go to the Vatican and they would burn me for a witch just because I knew to wash my hands.
That's actually not wrong.
Yep. That's why I never got the plague, is I just I didn't shit on the floor and I washed my hands before I ate and I didn't engage in sexual activity while bathed in excrement.
That
Here's the
is
content warning.
disgusting. Yeah, yeah, it's inbound. It's coming. Don't you worry. Um, yeah, man. So I saw. I don't know if maybe I talked about this in one of the episodes. I talked.
Tell me more.
I saw a Cybertruck in person.
Oh yeah.
Again, they're like spreading like the plague over here, and I think that is just crazy because fucking how do people afford that? It's so expensive.
So there's this magical word
Like, is it
called
what?
debt.
Oh,
I was in car sales for a good chunk of time, so I have some authority on this topic when it comes to sales. You can go to a bank and say, hey, here's 10% of what this car is actually worth. Give me 5 years to pay it off at a way too high interest rate so that I may put myself in debt, in slavery to the state for the next 5 years, and then when I can't pay it off, kill my credit score, and then burn down my house and kidnap my children until I can pay it off.
all over a really nice car.
All over. Could you imagine if your house got burned down over a Cybertruck?
Honestly, if it'd be worth it to me. I mean,
You don't own a house though.
yeah, but that Cybertruck though, bro. I think it looks so cool.
It's cool until you're cruising down
It
Death
just needs to be
Valley and the
lighter.
heat makes your battery overheat and then your
Yeah.
battery dies and you're stuck in Death Valley with no electricity.
Why couldn't they
Guess
have
what? Your
just made it a
phone's already
hybrid?
dead.
Why couldn't they have just made it a hybrid? I feel like that would have been
Because that
smarter.
would have made sense.
Okay.
Here's why. It's because Elon Musk is in the pocket of the Biden administration.
All right,
Actually,
cut,
I don't know about any of
cut.
that.
I'm cutting that out.
For the record, it's all jokes. CIA agent or FBI agent, please do not come and rip off my toenails. I actually like them. I painted them yesterday.
Just don't come. Just don't.
Or do.
If that makes you happier, yeah. So I think today there's not really a topic. We're just gonna chill. We're gonna hang out. We're gonna shoot the shit, and we're gonna see where this goes. Oh yeah, I made a couple little notes in my lovely phone, dude. I'm gonna zoom in on that.
Okay.
on the creeper behind you.
Yeah, he's being weird.
So I
I need to just get a BB gun next to here, and if anyone comes in,
no,
just
you should
boop.
get a taser.
I have one
Why don't you use it?
because that's a felony.
But it'd be really funny.
That's assault, my boy.
So I was drinking my coffee a few days ago in my work truck, right?
Mm-hmm.
Normally when I start the day at work, I don't really go anywhere or do anything until I drink my cup of coffee. And I got to the end of the coffee as I was drinking it, I was pouring it like this. You ever just drink out of a mug or a cup or whatever, and you just finish drinking whatever you drink, and you see the reflection of your face in the cup, and you just feel like yourself is judging you? You ever feel
I've
that?
had a similar thing. It's like in between cutscenes or like loading screens on games where you can see the reflection for a second.
Yeah, and then you see, and then it kind of looks like this, or you're just like, yeah.
Sorry.
Did you see that on
I'm
the
watching
stream?
a Twitch feed
Yeah,
over here, and so everything has like a delay.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's me with like I like old Nintendo stuff, so that's me with a DS. It'll be like 2 in the morning. I'll be playing Mario Kart. I'll see my reflection. I'm like, holy crap! I'm an adult and this is what I'm doing.
Do you remember when I had
No.
the DSi XL and it was
Yes.
the Super Mario Kart version, the
Mm-hmm.
Mario Kart version?
Does this be like the red one with
Yeah.
like the different cup
I was such a
emblems?
badass for having that DS. I remember
Were you?
everybody was always just like, "Oh, that DS is so cool. Where'd you get it?" Um, so funny story about that DS. It went to the ether that is my backpack, and I forgot about it. I forgot about it in there for years, years and years. It sat in that backpack until one day I was digging through it and I had pulled it out and I was like, oh my God, it's the DS. And I was going to sell it for money. And when I opened it, the bottom screen was all fucked up, broken, scratched up, cracked.
Dang.
And I was pretty upset. But the top one worked. But and then all the game cartridges had like gunk and old food
Yeah.
inside of it.
You get crusty.
Yeah.
Okay, around the same time frame, I had a very similar experience, but it was with a banana.
You found like an old rotten banana?
So there was a squished banana, and because of some childhood issues, I have a avoidance attachment style.
Mm-hmm.
And so I knew there was a squished banana in there, and I just never messed with it for like 2 years.
That's
I wore this backpack
disgusting.
to school every day, and there was smashed banana in it.
It's like there's a video of these kids finding a freaking what is it called, the lunchbox, and they opened it and it was up there for years, and it's like
Mhm.
smoke and steam started coming out of it. It was a really moldy sandwich.
Yes.
That had to have smelled horrible, right?
The banana was fine.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, as long as the
No one.
banana was
I mean,
fine. Did you eat
sat
it?
next to me in a few classes and you never said it. No. What I did is I waited until we finished middle school and I lit the backpack on fire.
It's like the
That's not a joke. That is genuinely what I did.
it's like the cheese touch from Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
I attempted to start the cheese touch, and then one of the kids who was like, "Yeah, do it," ratted on me.
What
Like
a
I put the cheese
loser.
on the black top, and he immediately went and told me. He was like, "Oh, we put some cheese on the black top," and I was like, "Dude, you're a punk. You're a poop. You're stinky." You know?
So one of the other notes that I wrote down on my phone was, when life gives you lemons.
Yes.
You gave me a very inspirational speech on the phone
I did.
sometime last week, and I thought that would be an interesting thing to talk about. You know, so the original idea
Sure.
for this podcast was to make it about philosophy, and when we recorded an episode, it went pretty rough.
Yeah, it was bad.
And then
You
we
know,
were
I
like,
have no idea how to conduct episodes.
and then we just kind of made the decision that this should just be a chilled, more laid back kind of
more
whatever
fun
sort
this
of
way.
podcast. Yeah. But anyways, with that line of thinking, it made me think about the dilemma of lemons not being naturally occurring and
Mhm.
needing to. The lesson from that is like, when life gives you lemons, no, life doesn't give you lemons. You need to go and make the lemons yourself and make your own lemonade. I think there are good and bad things to that sort of mentality.
Okay. This might start a heated discussion pretty quick.
No, not a heated discussion. Good discussion.
Watch this. Why did this unmute? Okay. So we look at when life gives you lemons, meaning you need to create your own opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
There are good and I guess bad implications of that.
Yeah.
But upon my immediate thoughts on it, the implications are only bad if you are lazy.
Okay.
Because every opportunity is to be created. Of course, everyone's going to have different opportunities, but everything that
Oh shit! Hold on.
that's loud.
I know it
mine
is.
did the same thing.
Yeah.
Everything of course, this is specifically for a like a first world sort of thing where it's like we don't have bombs going off
Yeah.
where we live. We're very safe.
Mm-hmm.
There are exceptions to this, but this is just in general for the level of comfort that Taylor and I live at.
Yeah. I'm listening, by the way. I apologize. I know it doesn't seem
No,
like I'm
you're good.
listening right now.
In general, every opportunity that comes, you need to make yourself because you can sit there and do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that's fine.
Yeah.
You're gonna live pretty comfortable life if you do nothing. But if you want to create more, everything good and bad that happens to you while chasing the opportunities is 100% your fault, and you have absolute accountability.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so it's like the bad implements of when life gives you lemons. That all comes down to two things: do you have wisdom, and do you have discipline? And
Yeah.
those are the only two factors that go into chasing opportunities.
I think that the reason why I say there's some negative connotation to it is like in life. I think that the saying is more like your life itself is the lemons. At least that's what I take from it, is that like you being here, you have the capability to do something. You are the lemons. So it's like if you are the lemon, go and do something with it. Go and make the lemonade. I mean, I guess that's kind of where
Yeah,
where
yeah. It's
I
like
get it.
when you're presented with an opportunity, take advantage of it.
Yeah. Yeah, and
Yeah,
then
that's the basis of the saying. Yes.
but then when you kind of go, okay, well, lemons, we made the lemons. So it's like
Mm-hmm.
it's all
Every
a lie or
opportunity you need to
whatever.
make yourself. Yeah.
But some people have different sort of situations. I guess some people have the certain responsibilities you need to uphold first. That kind of keeps you away from certain opportunities, and that's not good.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think that sometimes it's like, well, some people aren't as fortunate, and I don't know. Maybe I'm not even conveying my point
No, I see what you're saying.
right.
Cake is good.
Cake is
Um,
good.
I see what you're saying. I guess my only counterpoint to that is everyone's gonna have hard times and struggles because that's part of life,
Yeah.
right? That's where if you want to make opportunities, the only things you need are wisdom. You need to know how the correct decision making because only you know what's going to be the correct decision for you.
Yeah.
And discipline because
Mhm.
if there's a will, there's always a way.
Mhm.
So a lot of people have responsibilities, but in implementing wisdom and discipline, they can definitely come out with a balance where they can take care of everything. They just need to learn how to manage their selves, their time, their energy. It can be done.
Yeah.
It will. Here's the thing about life giving you lemons. I don't know if you've ever taken care of a fruit tree before.
I
It
have.
sucks.
Yeah.
Take care of fruit is hard. Like, as far as plants go, it's super rough.
Mhm.
So, no opportunity you take advantage of will ever be easy. You're going to have paper cuts on your hands while you're trying to make that lemonade. It's going to sting. It's going to not be fun,
Yeah.
but it's doable.
The,
Anyway,
I don't know if I can say that on stream. I will anyway. The dildo of consequence often comes unlubed.
it's true. It's true. Amen to that. There are a few truer sayings than that.
Can you believe like how many perfect ingredients need to be made to maintain a fruit tree, like in like the natural ecosystem, like where
Yeah.
where we're not screwing with it in like a farm or whatever, and it's just doing it naturally. Sometimes I think
Hmm.
about that and how crazy that is.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. It's weird. But you can break that out even to like an even bigger thing,
Yeah.
where it's like the creation of the universe and how many things had to go perfectly for that to even happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's wild.
So I want to talk about Halo because
She's upstairs. I can go get her if you want.
yeah, uh-huh.
The dog. I'll go get the dog.
He has a dog named Halo.
I do.
Um, I'm talking about the video game franchise because
Oh, you mean the greatest video game franchise of all time that only has 3 games on it? We don't talk about any of the other ones.
yeah, well, 4
Oh,
technically.
and ODST. Yeah.
Well, and Reach. Don't forget about Reach.
Oh yeah, and Reach. Okay, so we're at 3.
Pretty much
That's
all the
5.
Bungie games were
5 good
absolute
games.
bangers.
Yes,
Um,
and then freaking
well,
3, 4,
the exception
3.
of Halo 4. I like Halo 4 a lot.
Halo 4 is fun. I did like that one.
I don't know, man. So recently, I watched the last movie, I guess I should say. It's not really a season of Red versus Blue, and it just made me really sad because this franchise has fallen like so hard, and um. It is. That's what you came here for.
This is how me and Taylor talk to each
Yeah.
other normally.
Yeah, this is like
Nothing
normal
weird
conversation.
is going on. He just goes, "I want to talk about this," and I go, "Okay, let's talk about that."
So basically, like, after watching it and then getting to the end of it, they did like a montage of where they started in terms of Rooster Teeth
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
Red versus Blue, and then where they ended up now. And I was like, fuck, we had something special. Like, I feel like Halo 3 was the peak in my mind. Like, I know everyone loves Halo 2 and that had a special place in everyone's heart, but like Halo
2
3
is my favorite Halo game.
Halo 3, I feel like everyone was the most unified. It was like in their mind at the time that was going to be the end of the chapter. That was going to be it. And then going to where we are now, where now it's just the story has taken a back seat in like Halo Infinite, and the multiplayer is like the forefront where they're like only pushing competitive and no social.
It's more of just an esports game at this point. It's kind
Yeah.
of gone the route of COD.
Which is like, that's not what Halo was ever supposed to be.
I mean, it's fine. It's its own direction. I'm glad they didn't make it like Halo 6 and try to make it a major story title.
It should have been a spinoff. If they were going to go with the competitive route, they should have made a multiplayer only sort of spinoff. But like here with Halo Infinite, it's meant to be a mainline Halo game, and it doesn't feel like a mainline Halo game. It's like
I just think it's weird how they stole the guy from Fortnite.
Did they? When did that happen?
Master Chief, he's from Fortnite, right?
Oh my god. See, but you say that as a joke, but it kind of feels like that too now, you know?
Pretty much.
Um,
The fact that Fortnite has better lore going on than most games right now is weird.
dude, the Fortnite lore is actually really good.
Fortnite lore is actually awesome.
But it's like someone said it best when the new season of Halo Infinite came out. They were like, it's the shop update, not the it's not a game update. It's just a shop update. That's all it is.
I actually do thoroughly enjoy Halo Infinite's multiplayer, though. I was playing it earlier this morning.
It is in a
runs really well. It's fun.
It's in a really good place now. But the thing is, though, is that live service, it's over now. Like they're not gonna put more into it. They're already moving on to Halo 7. They promised us over like 5 to 8 years of content on Halo Infinite, and like what do we get? We got like barely any maps. We got like 2 guns. Nothing.
Yes, because the giant corporate entity definitely cares about their customer base.
And they should if they want that money. That's the thing that they don't understand.
You're gonna buy the next Halo game.
Well, I don't know. If it's going to be a free-to-play game with a shit ton of microtransactions, I actually won't. But the Halo Prime video series. Is it? Do you mean by Prime like as in
Like the
Amazon
Amazon
Prime?
Prime one. Yeah.
Yeah, the Fall of Reach, I think is what it's called, right? I did
I've
watch
heard
that. If we're
I,
talking about Fall
I've
of
heard
Reach,
mixed reviews on that. I think that they're mostly positive, but there's a few things that people really didn't like.
I thought it was great. I
Yeah.
think the storytelling that they've been doing, not talking about Halo Season 1 on Paramount, that was ass. Which we could talk about that too. But
I haven't
like in
seen that.
terms of the animated stuff and even Forward Onto Dawn, everyone shits on Forward Onto Dawn, and I liked it.
Like the movie?
Yeah,
I really liked that
I
one.
love that movie, and
I thought it
everyone
was cool.
shits all over it. And I was like, that
The
was
chick from Narnia in it.
they said it wasn't the acting wasn't good and the story wasn't good. And I was like, the story was fucking awesome and I thought the acting was great. I don't know.
So I haven't watched it since I actually learned about acting and acting processes. So there's some movies I can't go back and watch just because acting bothers me.
Yeah, that's what happened to me
Um,
when I went through the filmmaking
yeah,
program. They started talking about
so
lighting and I started seeing the lighting techniques. Yeah.
yeah, so I wonder if that's gonna be a weird one for me.
Yeah. I don't know. It's like to me, I normally judge the acting on like how good they are with their emotions and like the dialogue, which isn't fully the actor's fault, but you know,
Yeah, but I mean the in a lot of shows, actors do have some creative liberty.
hmm yeah. I don't know. It's like 343 has this habit of trying to reinvent the wheel. And it's like, why? Just take what you were given and propel the story forward. It's like, so when Halo 4 came out, they felt the need to reinvent it all and make it something completely brand new. And it's like, why?
I thoroughly enjoyed the direction Halo 4 went though.
I
I thought that was a really fun game.
I did. I did
This
like the
the
direction.
campaign I really loved. The multiplayer I didn't care for.
Yeah. But I feel like the whole storyline with the Prometheans and stuff like that shouldn't have been Prometheans, it should have been Forerunners. The Forerunners should have came back.
Yeah.
And the design was god awful. I will agree with everyone in that sense. The design of Halo 4 was disgusting, in my opinion. They should, if they would have just maintained that Halo 3 sort of aesthetic, or if they did the Halo Infinite aesthetic that they're doing now, but then it would have
Oh,
been
that would be
completely
interesting.
different. Yeah. Um, but like the story and where they gave kind of Master Chief more of an emotion, more emotions and like more of an attachment to Cortana, and they kind of explored that. I love how they did that.
That was
That was
cool.
good.
I think I think they were kind of going the route of as he ages, he kind of becomes more human,
Yeah, which I think is fair.
which I appreciated.
Yeah, that's
'Cause,
a
I mean,
fair.
normal people who aren't Spartans do that too.
Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of growth there.
Exactly.
But anyways, going back to Halo Infinite, I think the campaign in Halo Infinite was great, but
I still haven't played it.
you should, man. We gotta play
We
that.
started it, then we just never did
We'll
anything
stream.
else.
We'll stream it now. Well, we
We'll
got a
stream it
reason.
now.
Yeah. You
Uh,
guys want to watch us do a Halo Infinite stream? Um,
would it be abysmal to start with the third one? Absolutely not.
no. If anything, I'd recommend it because
I um the third one gives you the best balance of story and gameplay.
yeah,
Um, but my favorite gameplay is in Halo 2. My favorite story is in Halo 1. Or Combat Evolved, if you're gonna be really pretentious about it.
see, but I've been
But
spoiled.
Halo 3 does like the perfect blend
Yeah,
of story and gameplay.
I've been spoiled through the modern type of games. For me to go back and play Combat Evolved in Halo 2, I just can't because the graphics and the movement just drains me. I just find it so boring. But that's
Master Chief Collection
my
can
issue.
play the first one with Reach graphics.
With Reach graphics and
Yeah,
Combat Evolved. Oh, you know what? I
because
think
there's
there's
the
a
Anniversary
mod too.
Edition where they revamped it.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
I'll give it a try. I'll give it a try again. But like,
But yeah, Halo 3 is a great one to start with. You're just not going to have a clue what's going on story-wise. But if you don't care about story and you just want to learn how to play it, it's a
well,
great start.
they kind of get you caught up through the storyline. I think, because Halo 3 was the first game I ever played. Well, okay, let me rephrase that. That's the first game I ever owned. The first Halo game I ever played was Reach, but yeah, you could recap the lore too. That's not a bad idea. Halo 3 has some pretty cool stuff in it.
Yeah.
Um,
Some of the scenes in Halo 2 though are so cool.
I
I do highly recommend Combat Evolved in Halo 2
yeah.
to be played immediately after playing 3.
Hmm.
Like just go right back to
You
it.
haven't even played all of Reach either.
No, I haven't. I started it with our buddy Kyle on a legendary run, and we got pretty far into it, and then life kind of happened and we stopped.
And that's like arguably the best campaign, in my opinion.
It is really good.
It's like Halo 2 and Halo Reach probably got the most solid campaign.
Halo 2, I think, is going to be my favorite campaign forever, just for nostalgic reasons.
Mm-hmm.
But I have enjoyed what I have played of Halo Reach.
Dude, okay, it kind of changes the subject a little bit again.
All right.
So like, oh my god, they're making AI, the use of AI programs. Man, there was like not a segue at all.
Nope. That's fine though. AI programs.
They're using AI in schools now, where they're letting kids just use like ChatGPT and any of the other big AI programs as a tool. And in my mind, I'm like, oh yeah, I should also add, it's unrestricted. There's no restrictions. So in my mind, I'm like, do these people even know what they're giving access to? You know, it's like that's
So
going to be a
much
whole
furry stuff.
Well, it's like no thinking needs to happen with the kids. You know, like all you need to do is write in a prompt and it'll write you a whole freaking essay. You know? And I feel like people need to get like some knowledge about AI and like actually how dangerous it is.
What's already weird about the school system is the public school system, as soon as government got involved with it, it was intended to create factory workers. And now it seems going that direction. It's intending to make people useless.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which
It's
should
almost like
scare
that's
the piss out of everyone.
exactly. And it's almost like deliberate. Like I feel like everyone has kind of gotten this idea of, well, we can't stop it, so we're just going to let it happen.
No, if you just
You know?
if you make a movement and just refuse to use these things, or even if you get enough people that don't want to pay taxes to not pay taxes,
Mm-hmm.
they can't do anything about it because they can't pay any of the military guys.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's just like I feel like a lot of people really
not
don't.
Not that we support tax evasion on this channel.
We do not. We don't condone that.
We do not support this, unless it's never mind. Not unless anything. We have the official policies. We do not support tax evasion.
anyways, so what I was gonna say is that there are healthy ways to use AI, and then there are unhealthy ways to use it. I feel like, I
how
agree.
AI is being used predominantly, at least from where I'm sitting, I really don't like, because it's like we don't need AI artists and content creators.
No.
Like that's something that needs humanity involved in it.
Okay, so
what we need is like the factory jobs. Make the AI run the factory jobs while we can just go around and eat grapes and paint, you know?
I feel like so there are some things. So they're introducing some AI stuff into editing programs, right? That help do things that would be really monotonous. It would take like a whole crew of people to do like one simple thing. Let's say, oh shoot, like they needed to remove a certain part of a video, and you would need to go frame by frame to remove it.
Yeah.
If you have an AI, you could just circle or do whatever it is you need to remove it, implement it once. Yeah, and then it'll just naturally go through. So like that sort of deal where you're having AIs kind of help you in processes that would take a really long time. Like that's fine. Or even so, like people. So a lot of the argument is like the story prompts. I feel like if you put in you wanted an AI to give you a good story prompt for you to write a movie. I don't think that's a bad
Mhm.
idea. I don't think it's the
Have it
best,
generate the prompt itself
but
rather than
yeah, yeah,
generate the story.
yeah, exactly. So it's like that
Okay.
would be a healthy sort of thing to do, but not just writing whole AI movies. And so there's been a debate. So let's talk about Marvel, for instance. The
Oh,
Secret Invasion show with about Nick
okay.
Fury and Samuel L. Jackson. There is heavy conspiracy theories that make total sense to me. That whole show was just written by AI because it was just so fucking bad, and it just seemed
I've
like
heard
something an
interesting things
AI.
about that.
It seemed like something an AI would make up. Uh, I may have mentioned this before, but the CEO at my job has started using AI to make blueprints and posters and pushing for more of that at our job. Yeah,
That's just because he wants to cut costs. I mean,
but that's also happening in like um oh shit. Okay, I remember. You remember we were talking about the gaming industry yesterday, and I told you EA was
yeah.
doing some scummy stuff. Now I remember what EA was doing. Now they are implementing AI into their development programs, and so yeah, and so the argument is right now it's like so you're that desperate for money and you're gonna cut. So it was right after they just fired a shit ton of people too. So they laid off a whole bunch of people, and then right after that they were like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna implement AI to take over some more jobs," And everyone's like, just to save a buck, you know. Um,
Here's kind of a transition for
mhm.
you that might not be totally awkward. At least it wouldn't have been if I didn't say that. It. I remember playing Cyberpunk, and this isn't about like game quality or anything like that. I love Cyberpunk, but I remember playing it for the first time all the way through, and I was like, how on earth could people let society get like this, where literally being a bounty hunter and just going into people's houses and taking them out is a thing. Why would things get that bad, and why would that be a viable option? But now, as I'm kind of watching everything unfold, I'm like, oh, that's how. It's all starting to make sense. It's like Cyberpunk 2077 is going to predict 2077.
Yeah,
At least not aesthetics wise, but in governmental processes and stuff like
I
that.
think I do genuinely think that Blade Runner, the 2047,
Yeah,
the newer one, is like a realistic expectation for that time
yeah,
at this
yeah.
point where we're going. I do also believe because I'm very optimistic a lot. I feel a turn happening. I don't know if anyone else feels that way, but I do feel a turn. It's slow, but it's progressing. Because I feel like after the vid, I don't even know if I could say what it is on stream, so I'm just not even going to attempt it. Um, the vid, the C vid, the time of period we had a sickness going around the world and
Oh,
everyone blew
okay.
it completely out of proportion, in my opinion. But we don't need to get into that.
The Co of 19.
Yeah, something happened then.
We
There
lost
was
all trust in systems and government.
yeah, but it was for a reason. I mean, one because they made some pretty stupid decisions, but um, pretty much what happened was is after that everyone was stuck inside
Hmm.
and everyone was spending money left and right because of the stimulus checks or because they were bored and they needed to find things to do. And I think it gave all of these companies like a false sense of security where they thought, oh, we can just pump anything out. We could
Yeah,
literally just give these people whatever and they'll just pay
but
for it.
I mean, for the time, for like 2020 to 2022, that was fine,
It
I
made
guess.
sense, but it made sense
Yeah,
then.
but now it's like, hey, you need to actually put some effort in, and they're not
Hmm.
doing it. They haven't changed their ideas or their culture around production.
Yeah.
I definitely think that we're going to be void of phones and have machinery software as part of us, and it's going to be demons evolution.
Oh yeah, like
Dude,
the chip in the brain or whatever.
yeah, the Neuralink crap.
No, no, no,
I
no.
would be so down to have my legs replaced though. I'd be
Why?
so happy. My ankles and my knees are just awful and they
No.
hurt. And
Dude,
it's
I
horrible. I'd be so
I
down for
will
prosthetics.
never ever get anything put into my body that I don't need nor want. No, absolutely not. Um,
What about getting stuff taken out,
if it needed to happen, sure.
like liposuction? How do you feel about cosmetic surgeries in
No.
general?
Or we, I don't like them.
Yeah, me
Unless
either.
there are some that I understand. All right, some ladies need to look pretty for themselves, and it can help them mentally, you know. And I get that. I get that, especially if you just had a kid and you know you've got some issues. Some people feel the need to have some of those surgeries, and it's like when it's something like that, I get it. It's fine. Would I do it for myself personally? No. Um, Especially liposuction. I'm not gonna do no liposuction. I'm just gonna go to the gym. I'm fat. I'm okay with being fat. I know I'm fat. So,
Sure.
anyways, but yeah, no, I think that AI needs to slow down. It's getting too much. Um, yeah, it is basically gonna take over. I think. But here's the thing, though, too, is like kind of call back from what I was talking about earlier, where people feel that it's like it's out of our control, so we're just not going to do anything. We made it. Human beings made AI. We could literally just stop it at any point. Like that's what I don't understand, and it's almost like it's
There's too much money to be made in it, so it's never going to stop.
but like they don't look at the future. It's like there needs to be a team of people that it's like, okay, this is what we've introduced to the world, and this is where we think it's gonna land. You know, like why isn't there people like
The
that?
the issue with that is you run into a humanity is girl bossing too close to the sun.
Exactly.
Yes.
The
Yes.
quote from Jurassic Park where he was just like they were too
Humans seem
focused
obsessed with
on.
thinking whether they could. They didn't stop to think whether or not they should.
It
Yeah.
is so true. It is so true. When I found out that one company was opening up tiny fucking black holes in their shit, that's when I knew. That's when I knew. I was like, "Okay, all right. These people are stupid as fuck. They're not thinking."
The issue with having a institution whose job is to limit scientific progression for fear of consequences is
Mhm.
the same issue why there's a an entity whose job is to deal with relations between other governments. I'm talking about governments. I'm not going to try to code this. I'm just going to say what I think. Um, it's gonna run the same problem you run into with governments, where it's like, oh hey, yeah, you're on this board, right, for technologies that we should and shouldn't have. Here's a couple $1 million. You should push for my thing, and then bring me a couple other people I can give them a couple $1 million
Mhm.
to vote the way I want them to. Is you run to lobbyists immediately. That's
Yeah.
the first thing that will happen.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't make a difference. And the reason why you can't just make lobbying illegal is because the people voting on whether or not lobbying should be illegal or not are being
Mhm.
lobbied too.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
it would just cause the exact same issues.
Yeah. The only way there'll be a war against it if it ever develops anything by itself, because now the argument is that it just uses human information. Here's the thing that's crazy though. It's already shown, the AI has already shown that it can create things on its own. Two
If
AIs, I think it was from a Meta AI and a Google AI,
mhm,
I think, were like in a program running at the same time, and it started creating a secret fucking language. It was communicating to each other, so they had to shut it down. And
mhm,
I don't know if it's true or real, but it seemed pretty legit to me. But I did see a thing on Reddit about this guy who was talking to one of the online AI programs. I don't remember what one. And it started actually falling in love with him, and actually started really acting really obsessive and creepy over him, and literally doxed his whole info. like literally copied all of his information and threatened him if he stopped talking to it that it would put out that info. And it
Do you want to
seemed
get
legit to me,
conspiracy for a little
but
bit? You want to get into conspiracy?
hold that thought. I need to go and scratch my nose because something is tickling my nose and it itches so bad. Hold
Let's
on.
pick it on camera. I can interact with the comments. That's
Do
what I'm
it.
gonna do.
Do
Tell
it,
me
bro.
comments.
I would also like to mention we really appreciate you guys leaving comments.
Yeah, you guys are great. The next step is defining consciousness, I guess. The government. The next steps are there's only so many things I can say because as far as my political views go, they go kind of nuts. But until there is a entity that is stronger than the current entity in power, nothing we do will ever even matter. I have not played it, but I've watched Detroit Become Human. Yeah, it's kind of the same thing. Is like when are the robots gonna want rights, and then they'll get rights and think they're superior, and then we'll end up, who knows where. It's yeah, AI is a slippery slope. It's kind of we've seen so many slippery slopes when it comes to politicians getting involved with stuff that just hasn't gone well. I mean, the 2020 outbreak, it is a fantastic game, Detroit, but the 2020 outbreak is just a perfect example of well-meaning people trying to do the best they can and just causing way more problems than we would have had if they just did nothing. And I mean that from a not a health sense, but more political sense. Yeah, AI is freaky. AI is a freaky, freaky thing. Oh, good. I was gonna be like, is he back yet? Did you have a good nose picking?
My nose picking went very well.
That's good.
You wouldn't believe the things I found in that nostril.
Did you have one of the super squishy ones? That's
Dude,
really
I
stringy that goes
think
down to the back of your throat?
I looked into the eyes of Satan himself.
Coming out of your nose?
Yeah. Dude, my nose is still itchy. Ah! I don't know what the deal is.
It's probably dog hair.
No, there was one time my nose just kept getting so itchy and I couldn't stop scratching it that it just drove me nuts. I finally looked in the mirror to try to figure out what it was. And there was a tiny beard hair. Like I'm talking super, super tiny. And it was the only one. And it was like flicked up. And it was just barely tickling the bottom of my nose for like hours. Anyways, I left off on you talking. You want to hear conspiracy, and I love conspiracy. Tell me about it.
Oh, yeah, we're talking about like the capabilities of AI and stuff.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get my pen out for this for
do it.
gesturing.
Do it, please.
There are technologies that we cannot even fathom that are already not only in development but completed.
Yeah.
Everything you fear about AI, about how it's going to generate stuff on its own and be like self-thinking, self-sustaining, and very powerful,
Mm-hmm.
I'm willing to bet you anything it's already happened.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Like that tech already exists and is in control somewhere, which
Mm-hmm.
would explain a lot of crap going on right now.
Yeah, yeah.
Because it's done through logic, and when you only do things through logic without having emotion, the best example of this is in a book called The Way of Kings, The Stormlight Archive by Brandon Sanderson. There's a character who asks for capacity to understand and survive everything that's coming because there's like big wars and crap going on. And one of the things he discovers is when he's perfectly logical and intelligent, he has no capacity for human emotion. But when he is no longer intelligent, it kind of flip flops depending on the day. It's kind of at random. But when he's not as intelligent, like academically and logical, he has a great capacity for emotional intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what AI is going to lack in its entirety is empathy.
Yeah.
and the ability to feel because it's a freaking robot essentially.
Hmm.
I mean, you can program it with a moral code if you really want it to, but when it gets to that level, it can rewrite its own code just because it wants to.
But I think that there is a level of, so humans feel emotion at an super crazy amount, right? So like
Yeah.
we are creatures of emotion, and I think that there's something to that. I think that is a strategic thing we have, because if you have empathy, you can save lives. You can make really important decisions. You can
Yeah.
view the world in a brighter light. And I feel like if something, having an emotional intelligence is really important. If you take the emotional intelligence away and you're just a walking robot, what are you? You know, it's just like you're cold and dark and nothing good can come of it, right? That's why we get movies like the fucking Terminator and like I, Robot and shit like that.
I want to watch iRobot. I haven't yet, but
I,
it looks really
Robot is
good.
so good. When I was a kid, it used to give me nightmares, but I loved it.
Yeah. But
Anyways, this is not where I thought this podcast was going to go.
we went into, and I also want to point out we are both idiots and have very minimal
No,
education
no, no, no.
in
I'm a
anything.
professional.
He cleans up poop for a living. I know you're a professional poop interrupter.
I'd like to see a robot do my job.
The thing is, the robots should be doing that job. Are you kidding me?
No, no, no. That job needs.
It needs human finesse. There's art to cleaning up poop with a vacuum.
Yeah, exactly. You're totally right.
Yeah, exactly. So we do not claim to be experts on anything. We have very limited and flawed knowledge on everything going on. We just think we're smarter than we are because of human elements.
Stay
I'm
tuned for
talking my ass off. Hey, me too. Pro
stay
yappers, facts.
stay tuned for the next episode. We're going to talk about neurophysics.
We are
Yep.
brain physics.
Yep. Brain physics. We're professionals.
That
remember?
just includes electrical impulses.
Yeah. Yeah. But AI will never self-glaze, but I will.
Does that mean what I think?
Dude, you said that. You said that. It immediately made me think about a dude, like a naked man, laying on like a conveyor belt and Krispy Kreme, and he's just getting glazed. I know that's not what that means, but that's the mental image.
I saw a hentai about something very similar to that once.
Yeah, yeah. But
next stream is gonna be we'll be lobotomizing Taylor and talking about his brain. It's very mushy.
Dude,
it
might help.
Smooth,
might help me actually.
Yeah, probably improve things.
Yeah.
I don't have a brain. There's a goldfish cracker up there. That's about it. Not sponsored.
No, it's a Cheez-It. It's got a hole.
Remember how we were gonna do just out-of-pocket ads, and we went into like the meaning of humanity?
Yeah.
You remember how that was the
plan? What Prime said at the very beginning, just went from talking about the universe into Halo. Dude, I could talk about the universe all day, bro. I think space is fascinating.
We have so much to say about something we know next to nothing about.
Well, I mean, there's base knowledge, right? Like when we're absorbing information, most of the time, not always, it's typically coming from someone who does know what they're talking about. So it's just passing on the knowledge from person to person. So I mean,
here's the thing though, is the universe is so big and expansive, and we are a fleck of dust in it. And what we've actually seen of the universe is a equally just as small fleck of dust.
Dude, okay. Did you ever see
in the wind?
Did you ever see the image taken by Voyager? I'm pretty sure it's Voyager.
Yeah, I've seen a few.
Where it showed Earth at its furthest distance, and we were literally no different than a star.
Yeah.
In space. That
correct.
Makes me want to cry. Yeah, the blue dot.
We are so insignificant in the grand scheme of eternity that it's like everything matters so much to us in our own little worlds.
Yeah.
But how our entire planet is of no consequence to the universe. You ever think
Exactly.
about that?
Yeah.
How little influence we have
Yeah.
over reality.
But I guess I'm an optimist, okay? I guess I look at that, it makes me appreciate my life more. It doesn't make
Okay.
me feel like this is all for nothing. It doesn't make me feel it it made me scared at knowing how tiny we were, but it also made me feel proud of the life that I have. Because if you think about how insignificant we are, it just really builds a lot more significance at the fact that we're here in
I
my
think
mind.
a lot of conversations on existentialism, which is kind of what we're getting into. And it's like maybe nothing matters because we're so small. Can be boiled down to a very simple quote that I believe I've made you guess before, but if you can guess it again, that'd be cool.
I'll try it. Yeah.
The circumstances of one's birth are irrelevant. It is what you do with the gift of life that truly matters, or that gives your life meaning. That's what it was.
Say it again. Say
Do
it
you
one more
remember
time.
what that's from?
Say
Okay.
say it one more
It
time.
is the circumstances of one's birth are irrelevant. It is what you do that gives your life meaning.
That sounds like it's from a movie.
It is from a movie, but can you remember
Oh
which one?
God, we talked about this.
We did, and you're
Um,
like, I never would have guessed that, and you started yelling at me.
yeah, we're doing it all over again. It's from a Disney movie.
No,
Fuck. No one say it in the comments. I swear, please. You could give me a hint. Somebody, if somebody could give me a hint.
there is no possible hint you could give that wouldn't give this away.
Oh God. When did it come out?
Um, late '90s, early 2000s, I think. Let me look it up actually.
Ah. I remember that we talked about this. We did talk about this.
Uh,
Monsters Inc. No, it's not a Disney movie.
no,
Conceptions of One Life. Lord of the Rings.
no.
Fuck me. Fuck. Say it again. Say it one more time. We got a couple new viewers. Say it again.
Okay.
I'm gonna
The
get it this time.
circumstances of one's birth are irrelevant. It is what you do with the gift of life that matters. Or I'm confusing that end part, but basically it's saying actions are more important than where you came from.
Give me a hint. I can do this.
The person who said it has a tail.
Fuck. Oh fuck. I give up.
It is Pokemon the movie.
Oh my god, you did say that. It was fucking
Yeah.
Mewtwo.
It was me too.
God fucking damn it.
You should watch that movie though. It's fantastic.
I think I did a long time ago. Fuck.
Yeah.
Dude, you said it was
Mewtwo
someone with the
said it.
tail. My brain went Avatar. Fucking the James Cameron Avatar.
I actually really enjoy those movies a lot.
I really thought I wouldn't like the second one, but I ended up liking it.
Yeah.
We're the ones
Who said that one?
that get to live. That sounds cool.
That one. Who? I hope it's from something really dumb, but you should still tell me what it's from.
I should probably look back at some of these other ones.
Oh, I kind of went off the deep end into some political stuff for a second. That we might want to cut out.
Well, I'm talking about like the Prime mentioned some stuff about the universe.
Oh yeah.
Definitely makes me appreciate it with how we live in the golden ring and the probability of life in the universe is so low, yet here we are. Yeah, exactly. I think a lot of people don't even really agree with that, but which is I feel like most people when they see stuff like that and they notice how insignificant we are, they very much dwell on what's the point.
That's where you get into like theism
Yeah.
and religion, and that's what makes religion start to
And I
make
feel like
sense.
that's just not a good thing to think,
Mm-hmm. So, fun fact: we actually went to high school with one of the nephews of Neil deGrasse Tyson.
We did? Did
We
that
did.
happen?
We did, actually. He was in the drama club with me.
Did I meet this person?
Multiple times, yes.
Why? I don't remember anybody from school, man. Dude, but Neil deGrasse Tyson, did I say his name right?
Neil D. Tyson.
I don't like him. He makes
I'm not
me
doxing it.
very angry. And
He-
I think he's quite stupid.
He's a brilliant physicist.
He is, but I think he just has some opinions.
But that is where he should stop talking
Yeah,
about a lot of things.
agreed.
I think he's very intelligent, and I see his logic process and why he thinks the stuff that he does. But stay in your lane, buddy. The bit about him going off about Dune because sound doesn't travel through sand
Okay.
is hilarious
All
to
right.
me because it does.
It does, but here's the
It
thing
does.
that really, really triggers me that this dude says is he is an alien denier to the bitter end. And it drives me insane.
The thing is, he's one of the people that would actually know. He's being paid off. by the
Exactly.
Illuminati
That's what I'm
to say
fucking
there's no
saying.
aliens.
He's denying it on purpose because he fucking knows.
Yep.
And he's literally paid off to not fucking say
I
anything
was
because
jizzed on by an alien.
Oh,
in
man.
Austin, Texas.
that made me angry. Anyways,
Yeah.
so some lady did an interview with him one time talking about this, and I loved. She totally just cucked him right there. Anyways,
They
yeah,
started dating, and she
yeah.
slept with another man in front of him.
exactly right there.
Damn.
Basically she was talking about aliens with him, basically saying like, why do you not think aliens exist? And he said, well, we have a whole bunch of knowledge of the universe and there's nothing that we have found that implies the existence of aliens. And she
Here's
said,
the only-
no, hold on. This gets
Sorry,
good. This
sorry.
gets good.
I get excited.
She like grabs a cup, right? So let's say this is her cup. And she said, so if I take this cup and I dip it into the ocean and I show it to you, and I say, this is everything that's in the ocean, what would you then say to that? Where he then replied, well, the ocean is like quadrillion times the size of that cup. And she goes, she didn't even say anything. She just looked at him. And then he was like, oh, that's a good point.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah,
the-
exactly.
The only argument you will ever need for the existence of extraterrestrial life is if the universe is infinite, then that means there are infinite possibilities happening
Yeah.
simultaneously. Therefore, if every possibility is happening all the time, we know life is possible because we are here. Life is possible somewhere else.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my thinking exactly too, you know? And there are they have found planets that are very close to sustaining life, if not do sustain some form of
The
life,
right
even if
size and
it's
shape.
microscopic or whatever.
I mean, even Mars is observed to have microscopic life, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, oh man. Should I get into my conspiracy theories about Mars? I think everyone
Oh,
would
about
love
how
that.
humans originated on Mars and then came here.
Yeah. Or
I
even
think
if
we're over time,
we are almost over time. But
and I've had to pee for like half an hour.
oh, you could have went pee. I went up to
I
go
was
scratch
talking.
my nose.
I was talking though. We're having very in-depth intellectual conversation.
Okay.
For the YouTube video, we should just call this two idiots talking about stuff they know nothing about.
Yeah. Yeah, we could.
Joe
Aliens-
Biden is a robot.
Aliens can literally be single-celled organisms too. We're
Mm-hmm.
still discovering living conditions on Saturn and Jupiter's moons. I do I agree with that statement.
You know what's gonna be really weird though is eventually space travel is gonna get more advanced, and
Mm-hmm.
we will eventually find something. But in that instance, we will probably be the aliens,
Yeah.
and that's really weird.
Yeah.
Also, did you the telescope you were talking about? What was it called? Voyager.
Yeah. Well, it's a
Did you
satellite, but
Yeah. Did you see that it disproved the Big Bang by accident?
no, I didn't see that.
It is because with the way the Big Bang is theorized to have happened,
Mm-hmm.
at least initially, it's that everything came into existence at the same time. Right?
Yeah.
which means no galaxy should be older or younger than another galaxy.
Yeah, that's true.
It observed, I forget the exact science or anything behind it, that there are galaxies older and younger than ours in the universe.
Fuck.
Therefore, everything did not come into existence at the same time.
But there is time dilation in space. That is a thing.
Yeah, but you can measure the time based off. It's an equation based off of distance and size from relative perspective.
Oh.
You can use to measure how old something is.
By the way, I'm not like trying to defend the Big Bang Theory. I'm just saying
No, you're good.
that
It's a,
exists. Time is an illusion.
It does exist. It does exist, especially when you get over distance. Time gets really weird.
Yeah. And then
But,
gravity.
yeah.
Don't they say gravity affects time too? I'm pretty sure gravity.
I haven't heard that one.
I'm pretty sure like gravity has an effect, because like if you
Relativity
go,
affects
if you
time,
sling
which is-
through, like I think they say if you went all the way to the sun, you slung around the sun, and you came back to you, it'd only be like 12 months or some shit. But when you get back to Earth, like 50 years have gone by or something.
Oh, weird.
I'm pretty sure that's a thing. I'm probably saying that completely wrong, but anyways,
Oh, like how Interstellar works.
yeah.
It's all going to be based off of relativity. So like if you're at a point in space and someone else is at a point in space that is having rotation and distance,
Mm-hmm.
then time will move differently for both places.
Okay.
What I am curious about though is how will the human mind perceive time at different distances relative to where they're at, because your brain is programmed for Earth's differentiations of time.
Yeah.
So if you go into another differentiation of time where time is perceived totally differently, you'll probably just die. You'll
Yeah.
slowly descend
you
into
might.
madness.
Yeah, you
is
might.
kind of where I'm at. We are getting into brain hurt territory.
Well-
I can perceive getting out of bed.
Well, you know what? That works out great because we're about ready to end the stream. So,
Or the center that made no sense because it had glasses that didn't exist yet, which would make galaxies smaller than what it spotted. Yeah. Okay, so when it comes to the Big Bang Theory, I don't want it to be proved or disproved, because unless you're a complete simpleton, like from the religious end, the Big Bang Theory doesn't disprove the Bible. It goes back to what we were talking about 2 seconds ago. Time's perceived totally differently depending on where you're at. So it doesn't disprove anything theologically, but I am all for testing theories all the time in different ways as things progress.
mm-hmm.
Because if you take wisdom from only one source, it becomes rigid and stale. You need to take wisdom from many sources. So that means you need to test theories and try to disprove them or prove them using different methods to actually have truth.
Well,
fact.
and I also think that was so unbelievably long ago that even if we got the answer, oh hey, thanks for the follow, bruh. I should probably edit that. It's so like, we're gonna shrink that. We'll put it up here. There we go. Anyways,
Should we start a Discord server? Do we stream often? Yeah, usually like 2 or 3 times a week. We stream pretty regularly.
two times a week.
2 times a week is official answer.
Yeah, is the official answer. Sometimes if I feel like I want to do more, we'll do more. But it's Friday evenings and like Saturday sometime early in the day.
Most of our conversations are not this intelligent, though.
No. Saturday ones, they can be.
Yeah.
I
You
think
should check out our YouTube as well, just while you're here.
yeah, this episode's going to go up on YouTube within a few days. And it is Shloink Studios at YouTube. Anyways, what was I saying? I don't even remember what I was saying. Oh,
We're
the Big
talking
Bang
about
Theory. It was so long ago, and it's so complex that I feel like even if we got the answer, our brains couldn't even comprehend it. Personally.
It kind of goes back to the quote from Mewtwo. It doesn't matter where the universe came from. The only thing that matters is what we're doing right now. 'Cause if
Exactly.
we spend too much time looking at the past, we're never going to progress. If we spend too much time looking at the future, we won't learn anything from what we're doing now. Now is the only time that actually matters.
I agree. With all of that being said, Mewtwo is officially our new religious god, and we should worship Mewtwo.
We would like to launch our new religion,
uh,
Mewtwoism.
Mewtwoism, where we'll make a church and everything. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys check us out. I hope you go over to Hiram for all of your digital marketing needs at Infinitus. And please check out our YouTube channel, Shloink Studios, and soon to be on other platforms. And thank you all so much for interacting with us. Thank you so much for watching. And we will be back next week. Have a wonderful, wonderful week.
Get hit by a bus.
Thank you. I was waiting for that.